Alright, now let me write down trigonometric formulas that you really have to remember. And the formulas are very basic formulas, and those involve no integration whatsoever. So the formulas are for the cosine of the sum a plus b, cosine of the difference, sine of the sum, sine of the difference. And I will derive a couple of more formulas after that. So what's the cosine of sum? Does anybody remember that? It's cosine A times cosine B, and then what? Minus, exactly, sine A times sine B. And the cosine of difference is very similar. It's cosine A times cosine B plus sine A times sine B. Now, once I remember these two formulas, I can derive quickly the formula for cosine A times cosine B. Okay, how would I do it? I will take these two equations and I will add them up. And then these two will add, and those two will cancel. And I will have the product of cosines expressed as cosine of A plus B plus cosine of A minus B. And if I divide by 2, I will have the expression of the product in terms of the sum. And why is that helpful? Well, it is helpful for the case, for the important case that we will have to cover when you do something like a product of cosine of 2x times cosine of 4x. Now the game here is not about the powers, it is about the arguments. And the arguments are easy and linear, but they are different. So that's the problem. And this formula allows me to write the product as a sum. And for example, for this integral, I will have a half of cosine of the sum, 6x, plus cosine of the difference, negative 2x. And we can all immediately compute each of those. All right? So, why don't you recall the formulas for cosine of the sum, cosine of the difference, sine of the sum, sine of the difference, and then practice deriving product of cosines, product of sines, product of cosine times sine. And all these derivations are like this. Take 2, add them up. Okay, very simple way. So the only thing to memorize would be this and analogous formulas for the sum, or for the sine.
Is sine the same? It's just sine instead of cosine.
It's not quite the same. It's sine of the sum is sine of the first times cosine of the second plus cosine. Well, it's in the textbook. Okay. You can look it up. So you can look it up on Wolfram Alpha. So I'll do examples next time, and I will explain why you have to do it.